get up a bunker or something so that the infantry just can't run up into their bases like that.
Well,
You
let's
know?
look at the
Helps
stats
them.
now. I mean, let's look at the air battles at least. I'm curious to see who won in the air. Amount of points gained by unit type. Nick got 397 points just from air. He got the most in the air. And he
Yeah,
also
so the
lost
British.
least amount. So Nick just won in the air hands down because he had cheaper fighters. And you just can't go 1v1 against Brit in the air. The Americans should have made
without
AA.
any AA.
He's American too,
Yeah,
you know. You've got to make AA as American. It's their one strength. It's their main strength. Is
absolutely.
their great AA, and that's hands down why he lost. He might have actually uh, won the game if he would have made some AA and just fight over that
Right.
AA.
He would have fared better just getting a ground AA out instead of trying to do an air battle with the Brit. You know, those.
Another key point that's really good about the American AA is they could have used it against the infantry because the truck is faster than the infantry. It can kite the infantry, and if you have it in groups, it can take out
Yeah,
infantry really fast.
good American players use their M16s to kite
Their
infantry.
incomes are pretty even. So it was I think Chovium mistake was that he was making an infantry only, pretty much.
I'm kind of irritated because Elusive and I played against Schoumy and Chowy in this particular tournament, and we happened to have, played really well, and they ended up beating us when they got out some super things. They steamrolled my King Tigers and stuff, but just watching this replay right here, I'm really surprised that they didn't defend themselves when the Russian took that barracks right in front of their bases, that they did up an MG nest or some sort of a counter so that the Russian couldn't just run infantry up into his base like they did, like so I'm like I watched that like kind of a huge mistake, and I'm like, why did we lose to these guys? We almost beat them actually. We played really well against them.
It was almost like
Oh
they
well.
weren't paying attention at all.
Yeah, I don't think they were paying attention. I think you're right, Persian.
It was a pretty
Yeah.
interesting match. I had never seen so much infantry movement. And wow, Mobius is good at fighting with infantry against infantry. I liked what he did. If you zoom in over at what he was doing on the right hand side, he won every infantry battle. It seemed like
Yeah.
he always knew when to move forward and when to fall back to the woods and when he was gonna win the fight. And that really
Yeah.
helped them on the ground at least.
I didn't see if he built multiple recon cars or not, but that's something I like to do, like in infantry. I mean, Russian versus Russian like battles. Russian infantry versus any other type of infantry is sometimes build two or three of those recon vehicles from the Russian barracks, and two or three of those can hold off quite a bit of infantry. They're pretty much like a hard counter to infantry, if you micro them correctly. Um, you can kite the infantry indefinitely and not lose any of them.
Well,
I'm
I
not sure
think
if
there's
Mobius did that, but
the one valuable thing is when you're going against a Brit on a large map like this, and you're American especially, you gotta get the AA out against the Brit. I mean,
absolutely.
it helps so much. He could have definitely won against them if he would have done that. But there was
Yeah.
no AA whatsoever. I noticed at the end of the match is like, what? He's American. He should have gotten the AA against the Brit. That was the big mistake. If you're American, you're fighting a Brit, always go with the AA.
Absolutely. Well, you think about it, the American, what he did do instead was he got P-51 Mustangs, which are fantastic advanced fighters. They're absolutely wonderful, except when you're playing against a British player. That's really not the best choice, or maybe even a German player with jet fighters, that's not the best choice. The best choice for AA for Americans is their ground AA. They've got a Bofors that is only $10 a piece, and it does the most damage of any tier one anti-air unit, I think, in the game. It's better than the 20 millimeter flak, I believe.
Even
Better
their
than the camel.
infantry-based AA is good enough.
Yeah, it's better than the Beretta 20 millimeter. Um, the flak 20 from the Germans does 18 damage to soft targets. The American does 23 damage to soft targets. So the uh, the American Bofors for only $10 does like 15%, more damage to air targets than any other uh, ground-based anti-air of the same quality and tier, of all the
Another
factions. So
unique
that's definitely
thing,
a reason to build it.
yeah, another unique thing about if you would have gone AA is, I mean, in those Bofors especially, I mean, they can fight infantry. They're not the best though, of course, but they do help fight the infantry. And a great thing that people never use it for is attacking buildings. The Bofors are great for killing buildings. And they could have sniped a lot of those barracks, cleared the barracks out of the map, and helped them stay away.
Really,
I'm
you
not
can use a
sure if the
Bofors to attack a
yeah,
barracks? Really?
yep, yes,
Wow, I did
or
not
a
know that.
depot or any building.
I never thought to do that, I guess.
I've
That's an
seen some
interesting
new
tidbit.
players on the 1v1 doing that.
Okay, okay.
But
And then also
yeah,
another thing to consider is the M16 half track from the American AA base is just an unreal like AA unit. Most people and myself included think that the $15 price tag is a little too cheap for what it does. I mean, really, if you look at the numbers, it does 2.5 times as much damage as the American Bofors. The American Bofors is $10. The M16 is $15. Yet it does 2.5 times the damage of that unit. So if you look at the cost to damage comparison, it should be $25 for the amount of damage it does. If you were to, place a value on damage, I mean that's how powerful the M16 is. So, yeah, definitely got to say that they should have been used in the American the
strength.
American strong suit is that anti-aircraft is their really strong point of the Americans. So your faction strengths, guys. That's the moral of that story.
Elusive, was there anything you wanted to add? We were kind of talking a lot. Or did we
No, I
cover it?
think you've said everything that can be said about this game.
Well, I hope everyone enjoys it, and see you next time. Bye bye.
Take care, guys.
See ya.